The Alchemist by H.P. Lovecraft. Now, this is a tale about cursed generations, cursed lineage, fathers, revenge, family line, and alchemy. And it's quite amazing that, once again, I know I gushed over Lovecraft. Well, this whole month I've been gushing over Lovecraft, but it's so amazing that how intelligent he was as a 17-8-year-old boy, 18-year-old boy, writing these tales, and this was even before education was mandatory back in the early 1900s. And it's ridiculous. He's coming up words, and just this is before spell check. This is if you messed up on the page while writing with your pen, you started from scratch, and it's just ridiculous how type of minutia you can put yourself to it. And it's truly, once again, a shame that, just how much because nowadays it seems that kids are and young boys and are just giving up in society, are just like lounging about and just going their own way. It is really amazing just how much effort he put in this and how much he expected, and just I don't think it's how lazy we got, and I just think it's that's how things were done back then. Every generation gets a little bit softer. But this tale in itself, I would not be surprised if J.K. Rowling was a Lovecraftian fan at all, because a lot of the themes in here and ideas of magic and sometimes forms of sorcery are used to extend one's life. And just how obsessive this Charles de Sorcier is. He is the alchemist. He is the main antagonist of this book, who has created a sorcerer's stone and created the elixir of life to give him pure immortality so he can kill another family's line, because they killed his father, because him and his father were a bunch of vagrants. They were recluses. They were they dived too deep into alchemy and accused of black magics, and ostracized from the village. This was like the Renaissance, and his father was killed by a rich noble, and so from that on, he's been killing the rich noble's offspring at the age of 32. So every time he lets the people grow up to the age of 32, then he kills them on their 32nd birthday, or approaching 32nd birthday. I think it's on their birthday when they turn. Then he assassinates them, Punisher style. He stabs them or shoots them with a crossbow, or some unrelated, unconnected thing. It's like it's never the same, and he's been doing this for 600 years. And when you think for 600 years at the age of 32, maybe like 96, and that'd be like three people 100 years he's been killing of each. So it's math. 6 times 3 is 18. He's killed 18 people for over 600 years, and please correct my math. I'm terrible. I'm like Howard Stern, but I do mental math and count money good, and stuff like that. Just when we get into, we're talking about percentages and facts and dealing with bills, it's like Sanskrit to me. Aside from that, it's amazing how obsessed he was, and just it's really interesting, and it's very Edgar Allan Poe inspired. This is definitely where he was going, this Edgar Allan Poe phase, the Nightmare Lake, the White Ship. This is when some of his stuff was first getting published years later. Like, he wrote this story in 1908 and didn't get published until 8 years later. It's kind of amazing. He had a bunch of other stuff. The case of Charles Dexter Ward and the Quest of Unknown Kadath were unpublished. They were published after his death. They were in his drawer. They were basically first drafts, and that's when he was really trying to get into longer narrative than doing short stories. But I think he's more built for short stories, because it's very taxing to read Lovecraft, because you really have to use your brain. You really have to wrap your mind around it. It's a very obtuse, convoluted, minute language, but it really expands your vocabulary, and it's enriching. It's neat. Just he uses fun words. He's a great wordsmith. kind of just it's fun things to say that he uses. Just these combination of words that appease the ears and to the receptors of the brain. Very much like Star Wars words, you know, with a bunch of double consonants. Asajj, Jabba, Kashyyyk. Yeah, I noticed that as a young age too, being a Star Wars fan. Hey, there's a lot of double consonants in this universe. But I actually enjoyed this one. It's a great short story, very Edgar Allan Poe, very magic. I like that. I really need to read the Full Metal Alchemist manga, as I've been told by a bunch of other otaku fans or whatnot. I'm very selective with my anime. I love the shonen old stuff, lots of testosterone. Just I just want guys screaming and shooting energy blasts, and manly Manxed pain they're going through. Aside from that, this was an interesting story. I rambled on a bit, but I think you got the gist of it. The Alchemist by H.P. Lovecraft, and not that novel by, was it Jalu Kalo? The other guy? But it's kind of amazing. They have to be putting out book titles. Lovecraft has a lot of than the name of the title. Has a lot of those. Those other one is far more colorful. I'm rambling. Peace.